Hey everybody, welcome back to VGC Regulation C, where today I am proud, so very proud to present to you all the Numel Team. Now this is, of course, as you can tell from the beginning of the video, a Showdown Salt style video. I might make this a rental. To be honest, this team is so funny and it works so well for what it is. I might make it a rental. If that's something that you want to see, if you want the Numel rental code, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like on the video, all that kind of stuff. The better this video does, the more likely we are to have the Numel rental code. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the team. So as you all probably know by now, from me saying it many times, Numel is the only Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet with the ability Simple. Now Numel, that's bad, because Numel is not exactly a fantastic Pokemon, right? But because, I mean, look at its stats. 60, 60, 40, 65, 35, 30, 45, 35. This thing basically has the same stats as, like, Clefairy, right? But Clefairy is good and competitive because it has Friend Guard to, like, make it good. And it's, like, you know, slow, so, like, you can go first in Trick Room. It has Follow Me. Its move pool and its ability back it up. Numel almost does the same thing here, and it's kind of surprising. I didn't expect this to work as well as it does when I first made this team. But the basic strategy here is you have the ability Simple, which doubles all of your stat boosts and your stat drops. So anytime a stat would be boosted by one stage is boosted by 2 stages instead, meaning that Growth in the Sun gets you to +4, and Stockpile gets you to +2 on your defense and special defense, which is really good, because that means that we can take Numel's really low stats and make them really big in like 2 turns, which is kind of insane. Like I said, basic strategy, we're gonna lead Torkoal with this Mimikyu here. We're gonna overheat out so that Numel can come in, and we're gonna set up Trick Room. I really needed the Trick Room setter on this team to be able to do it with one Pokemon, so that I could, you know, get the Sun, switch out, get Numel in, get the whole setup, and like not waste so many turns. Mimikyu was really just the best option for that. Mental Herb Mimikyu, and you'll see in the video, it takes some nasty hits that like you really wouldn't expect it to live. Mimikyu has the bulk to back it up. Let me tell you, it was honestly pretty reliable. If you need like a single Pokemon like set up the Trick Room, Mimikyu is probably your best bet. So like I said, most of the time we're gonna lead Torkoal Mimikyu. We're gonna overheat so that Torkoal switches out with a Jetpack, and then Mimikyu is gonna set up Trick Room as Numel is coming in. Next turn, Growth or Stockpile, whichever looks more better for your situation. If your opponent's gonna like change the weather, you should probably Stockpile first, because then you'll get more out of the Stockpile. If you're like really confident that you don't even need like the bulk boost, go for the Growth. You know, super neat stuff. There is an interaction that doesn't work properly in Pokemon Showdown. I don't remember if any of the battles in the videos have it, but on like turn 0, basically, if your opponent leads Intimidate into Torkoal, the way that it works in Scarlet and Violet is that Intimidate happens, and then Drought happens, and then Eject Pack activates, which is a lot more beneficial than the way that it works on Showdown right now, which is Intimidate happens, and then Eject Pack immediately activates before Drought can activate. Honestly, it's probably something that they will never fix, so it's something we're gonna have to live with. If you are gonna test something like Jump Pluff on Pokemon Showdown, just keep that in mind. If that is something that's making you lose all the time, it's not something that happens in the game. Yeah, so we have our Numel, we have our Torkoal, we have our Mimikyu. These are like the main players. These other mons, Amoonguss probably comes the most often out of the other 3. It's good for redirection, it's good for Spore, so we can get extra turns to set up our boosts. It's good for Pollen Puff, which is fantastic for healing up our Numel. And then we're running Fluttermane and Chi-Yu. Now this is really just to make our opponent go, oh no, they're going to lead Flutter Chi-Yu, I got to lead something like to deal with that. When really we're just going to set up Trick Room. We're basically making our opponent make a choice here, and if they make the wrong choice, then they'll just lose on lead. I'm running the really bulky Fluttermane set that I run pretty often. It's just mostly bulk here. 252 defense, 132 HP. Modest with just enough speed to outspeed Garchomp, and then the Modest with the 4 EVs there is just enough special attack to, you know, is this a bad set? Wait, this isn't even, I have a 4 extra. I forgot to put the special defense in. That's my B. Normally the special defense is there. The 4 special attack is just enough so you get the photosynthesis special attack boost in the sun. So you'll get photosynthesis special attack. You have just enough speed to outspeed Garchomp, like I said, and then with the specs and Chi-Yu, you actually still hit really, really hard. Pretty standard kind of stuff with the Flutter Mane. This is Assault Vest Chi-Yu. We're not running any special attack investment except for the 4 that just like extra EVs that we had. Max HP, max defense Assault Vest. This Chi-Yu can eat some hits. Honestly and truly, this Chi-Yu eats some hits that you would not expect. Snarl, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, Terra Blast, Terra Grass, Chi-Yu. This is Ghost? I swear I changed this to Fairy. It'll all be fixed in the paste in the bottom. I never had to terrestrialize the Flutter Mane, like really, because most of the time we're terrestrializing Numel, because we are 4 times weak to water. You could make a really good argument for running Terra Grass Numel, and I did for a little while, but I just kept coming into like these like other Sun teams or like other teams with Chi-Yu, and being Terra Water was just so much better in those situations, because if I'm terrestrializing to like, it's better against Palance that has Chi-Yu. Because if I'm terrestrializing to grass so that Palafin doesn't knock me out, then the Chi-Yu's knocking me out. Whereas if I'm terrestrializing to water so that Palafin doesn't knock me out, Chi-Yu is still not knocking me out, if that makes sense. But Terra Grass could be really useful here because Numel actually doesn't outspeed Amoonguss. It's a little bit too fast. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you want to make this team yourself, you can either go grass or water. I think they're both pretty good. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. I'm really sorry. I don't know if I've gotten the point across here. Basic strategy, one more time. Torkoal Mimikyu. Torkoal switches out after the overheat stat drop with its jetpack. Numel comes in. Next turn, you start boosting. You really only need to click growth once and stockpile once, but sometimes you can get away with more. I played a game, and I didn't save the replay. I really wish I had. I played a game where I got attack, special attack, defense, and special defense all the way up to +6. And it was just so funny, because my opponent just literally could not do anything about it. It was great. Yeah, I don't know. Just like you could like change the Chi-Yu and the Flutter Mane, but I feel like the first 4 you really need to have. They're really important. The Chi-Yu Flutter Mane is just something I threw on here. It's good for Sun. It's good for if I need a mode that's not Numel. It's a pretty good like 2 Pokemon mode to have. But yeah, I don't know. Like a Ting-Lu could be good. Maybe. It might like clash since we're basically all special attackers. But that is the team, and without further, that's the team. Leave me likes and comments, and go ahead and subscribe. It's gonna be like a, I don't know, like a 13-minute video or something like that. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Be an AndyLaVGC fan today. And with that, everybody, let's jump into the rest of the video.